Dear students, today we are going to discuss number programs, and this is the last video of our number programs. First I am going to discuss magic number. See the definition itself. A number is said to be magic number if the sum of its digits are calculated till a single digit is obtained by recursively adding the sum of its digits. If the single digit comes to be 1, then the number is magic number. For example, see 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my number. Please add this. What you will get? 10. Again you have to split this 10 and add. 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So you are getting what? Recursive sum you are getting as 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 is a magic number. Now we can see another number which is not magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please add its digits. What you are getting? 15. Now again separate this 15, its digits. Then you will get 1 plus 5. That is what? 6. So it is not a magic number. The sum should come as 1. See the program over here. Your class, your void main, then I have declared two variables over here. Now I am running a while loop. See, this is the outer loop and this is the inner loop. Two while loops I am running. So don't be afraid of two while loops. Let us see what is happening. In the first one, if it is greater than a single digit, then only we are going to perform. Okay, it should be a double digit, otherwise triple digit or any number of digits, but not a single digit. That's why 0 to 9 means it is what? It is single digits numbers. So we are using decimal number system. So decimal number system will have 0 to 9 as the symbols. Other numbers are the combination of 0 and 9. So single digit number we are not considering. If it is double or more, then this has to be performed. What? Let us see the inner loop, what is happening. See, while n not equal to 0. So our number n, suppose I am taking it as what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is our input number? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in 1, 2, 3, 4 we have 1, then we have 2, then 3, then 4. Okay, this is my numbers. From this we are checking first one, while n greater than 9. Yes, look at here. Is it greater than 9? Yes. Coming over here, while n not equal to 0. Look at here. Is the n is not equal to 0? Yes. So these steps will be performed. Which steps? These steps. Okay, these are the steps which is going to perform from here to here. What is this? D is equal to n modulus 10. N modulus 10 means you are knowing the last digit will be extracted. What is that last digit? It is 4. Okay, so 4 will be extracted in D. What is the value of D at present? D is equal to 4. What is the value of D? It's 4. S is equal to S plus D. That means in S what will be added? 4 will be added. Okay, so what is the present value of S? S is equal to 4. Okay, we have added that 4 to the variable S. Okay, n is equal to n divided by 10. N divided by 10 means it's now 123. 123 not equal to 0. Yes. D is equal to n modulus 10. N modulus 10 means what? 3 will be extracted. S is equal to S plus D. That means plus 3 will be added. Okay. Now n is equal to n divided by 10. N divided by 10 means you will get 12. Okay. 12 not equal to 0. Yes. So D is equal to n modulus 10. So n modulus 10 means from 12 you are dividing with the 10 and getting the modulus, then what you will get? 2 you will get. Okay, s is equal to s plus d. So in d you are having 2 and that will be added to which variable? S. Okay, now n is equal to n divided by 10. That means what is it? 1. 1 not equal to 0? Yes. And d is equal to n modulus 10. That means the modulus will come as what? 1. S is equal to s plus d. That means again what will be added? 1 will be added. N is equal to n divided by 10. That means this becomes 0. Now coming over here, this is very important. The n we were having, this was n. Remember, this was n. Okay, n was this. Now n is going to change. N is equal to s. That means the new value of n becomes what? The sum. Please add this sum. This is 10. Okay, this will be the new n, not 1 2 3 4. Remember this. Okay, n the value will be 10. Now after that s becomes 0. See, s was 10 here, but now what is the value of s? It will be 0 only. Okay, initialized to 0. So n changed, then s becomes 0. Coming over here, n, look at n. Is it greater than 9? Yes, 10 is greater than 9. So again this will be performed in this, while n not equal to 0. N means this 10. D is equal to n modulus 10. That means 0 extracted. S is equal to s plus d. In s 0 is there, 0 plus s means 0 only. N is equal to n divided by 10. That means what you will get? You will get 1. Now checking. 1 not equal to 0? Yes. So d is equal to n modulus 10. In this case you will get 1. After that s is equal to s plus d. So in s what will be added? Plus 1 will be added. Now n is equal to n divided by 10. That means it becomes 0. Now 0 not equal to 0? False. Coming here out of the inner loop and coming over here, n is equal to s. Look at s. What is s? S is 1. So new value of n will be what? The s. S is 1. Okay, so s is 1 and that will be assigned to n. Now checking, very important. N greater than, see, 9. So what is n? At present my n is 1. 1 greater than 9. 1 greater than 9? No. So loop will be terminated. And coming over here, if n is equal to 1, look at what is the value of n? 1. Is here the value of n is coming as 1? Yes. In this case what will be printed? Magic. Else what will be printed? It's not magic. If you are giving 1234, then you will get magic number. Else what you will get? Not magic number. Okay, is it clear for you? Now we are moving to another program, that is happy number. Let us see what is happy number. The happy number can be defined as a number which will yield 1 when it is replaced by the sum of the square of its digits repeatedly. If this process results in an endless cycle of numbers containing 4, then the number is called an unhappy number. Example 32. See, the same process what we have followed for magic number we will follow, but here some differences are there. Let us see what is the difference. First one, after extracting each digits, its square will be added, not the number itself. That is the main difference. Okay, now see, certain numbers like 2, okay, its square when you are getting, okay, then 4, then its square. The process when it will continue, then it will create an infinite loop. That's why special cases has to be checked, because we are adding the square. That's why certain number when the sum is coming as 4, it will create a infinite loop. That's why we need to check whether the sum is coming as 4 or not. If it is coming, then it will create infinite loop. So we are going to check whether the sum is coming as 1 or 4. Okay, up to that time the loop will continue. So let us see the example first. See 32. 3 then 2. These are the digits over here. So 3 square plus 2 square. What is 3 square? 9. 2 square? 4. Please add that 10. Now again its square has to be calculated. 1 its square, this is square only, then 0 square. Okay, 1 square means it is 1, 0 square means 0. So 1 plus 0, it's 1 you are getting. Now consider another one, number 7. 7, it's a lengthy process, please check. 7 square, okay, then 49. Now again you need to separate these, and 4 square plus 9 square, 16 plus 81, 97. Again 9 plus 7 square has to be calculated, that is 9 square plus 7 square, 81 plus 49, 130. Each digit square has to be calculated, 1 square, 3 square, 0 square. Okay, 1 square means 1, 3 square means 9, 0 square means 0. Adding you will get 10. Now again 1 square plus 0 square, because this is 10. Its square numbers has to be extracted and its square has to be added. So we are getting 1 plus 0, then 1. So this is also what? It's a happy number. Now see, we are going to see 2. 2 means, see, 2 square then 4, 4 square then 16, then 1 plus 6. That way when you will continue, you will get an infinite loop. So whenever sum is coming as 4, we will check that particularly. Okay, now let us see the program. See, this is our program. As usual, we have the inputs from the function argument only, otherwise the program will be lengthy, that is why. Now int s is equal to 0. This is the variable I have initialized over here. Now see, this is the checking I told you. While n not equal to 1 and n not equal to 4, we are calculating the what? Sum. This loop will run until, see, n is coming as 1, otherwise if it's coming as 4. So this is the condition to run the loop. Either the sum should come as 1, otherwise it should come as 4. Okay, then the loop will terminate. 1 and 4 it's coming, then it will terminate, otherwise the loop will keep on running. Now look at, we are going to consider the number as 32. Okay, which number we are going to consider? 32. Okay, so our n is what? 32. Okay, let us consider our number as 32. Now while n not equal to 0, before this will be checked. So n not equal to 1, yes, and n not equal to 4, yes, both are right. Now while n not equal to 0, please check n. 32 not equal to 0, yes. Now this will be performed. These are the steps which is going to be performed. So first, d is equal to n modulus 10, that means 2 you are getting, isn't? Now s is equal to s plus, so s we are going to calculate. S is equal to what? D into d, that means first digit what we have extracted is 2. 2 into 2, 4. So in s what I have added 4. Okay, now plus n is equal to n divided by 10, that means this becomes 3. Checking 3 not equal to 0, 3 not equal to 0, yes, condition is true. Int d is equal to n modulus 10, that means d becomes 3. So s is equal to s plus d into d. D into d means 3 into 3, that is 9. Please add this. So what you are getting in s total? You are getting 13. So the value of s becomes what? 13. Okay. Now n is equal to n divided by 10. That means this becomes what? 0. So 0 not equal to 0. This loop is now it's terminated. Inner loop terminated. Now coming to the outer loop part, n is equal to s. See, n is not 32 now. It's what? S. S means it is 13 now. Is it clear? 13. Now coming over there and checking, we have the new n, that is 13. S is equal to 0 now. Now is this s is having any value? No, it's 0. Okay, so there is value of s we are going to calculate again. Coming over here, n is not equal to 0. Please check. 13 not equal to 0. N not equal to 1. Please check. 13 not equal to 1. Yes. And n not equal to 4. Yes. Coming over here again, the condition is true. So coming over here and checking, n not equal to 0. 13 not equal to 0. Yes. D is equal to n modulus 10. That means what will be extracted? 3 will be extracted in D. S is equal to s plus d into d. That means s value is going to change now. S is equal to 3 into 3, 9. Okay, 9. N is equal to n divided by 10. That means it becomes what? 1. Coming over here, 1 not equal to 0. Yes, d is equal to n modulus 10. That means you will get 1. So s is equal to s plus d into d. D into d means 1 into 1. That means what? It becomes 1 only. Okay, now the ultimate sum of s becomes what? S is equal to 10. What is the s value? It's 10. Okay, now n is equal to n divided by 10. N is equal to n divided by 10. That means the value of n becomes what? 0. And coming over here, 0 not equal to 0. This is false. Coming out of this loop, n is equal to s. N will be, now again it will be assigned to s. So it is not 13, it is what? 10. So the new value of n is, and the new value is 10. Now s will be again what? S is not 10, it becomes what? 0 now. Okay, so two major changes we are witnessing. Okay, n is equal to 10, s becomes 0. Coming this condition, n not equal to 1. Look at n, 10. 10 not equal to 1. Yes. And 10 not equal to 4. Yes. Condition is true. Coming over here, n not equal to 0. 10 not equal to 0. Yes. D is equal to n modulus 10. So in D, what you will get? 0. In D, what you will get? 0. So S is equal to S plus D into D. That means plus 1 plus D into D. 0 into 0. What you will get? Yes, you will get 0 only. Now, n is equal to n divided by 10. That means n becomes 1. Now checking, 1 not equal to 0. Yes. D is equal to n modulus 10. That means 1 modulus 10 means 1 you will get. S is equal to S plus in this 0 plus what? D into D. D into D means 1 into 1, 1. So what is the ultimate value of S? S is equal to what you are going to get? 1. Okay, now n is equal to n divided by 10. N divided by 10 you are knowing what you will get? 0. Now checking, 0 not equal to 0, it's false. Coming over here, now n is equal to S. N is equal to n is not 10, n is equal to s. That means what will be the new value of n? 1. Okay, and s will be not 1, it will be what? 0. Okay, now checking the condition over here, n not equal to 1. Look at n, 1 not equal to 1, condition false. That means the loop will be terminated. And checking if n is equal to 1, look at what is the new value of n? It's 1. Is it equal to 1? Yes. We have recursively added the squares continuously. Okay, and we got 1. Okay, now look at the condition is true, so it will print happy, otherwise it will print not happy. So this is happy number. This condition is very important over here, okay? Because you may ask why not equal to 4, because when the sum of the digit comes as 4, it will create infinite loop. That's why we need to terminate it. Is it clear for you? Be happy with happy numbers, okay? Let us discuss the next program. Number program, the third one and the last one, unique number. See, unique number means it's a positive number and there should not be any repetition of any of the digits. Okay, 33. It is 3 and 3 repeated, not unique. 121, 1 and 1 are repeated, not unique. 900, zeros are repeated, not unique. So unique number means see 145. There is no digits repeated. Good, it is unique. Now 20, no digits repeated, it's unique. So this is simple. Now let us see the program. Okay. See unique class, then I am getting the input again by using the function argument. I have c is equal to 0, f is equal to 0. This logic I have already explained in ascending order, remember. Okay. So I am running a loop from 0 to 9. Why I am running a loop from 0 to 9? Because you are knowing the total digits used in decimal number system is 10 symbols, that is starting from 0 to 9. So we are going to check how many zeros are there, how many ones are there, how many twos are there, how many threes are there, and up to how many nines are there. So in my digit, suppose we are having 1, 2, 3 as the number A. Okay, this is my A, which is my A 123. Okay. 123 is my number. Now I am going to check in this how many ones are there, how many twos are there, how many threes are there. Okay. If I count 2, then I will get only 1. If I count 3, then also I will get 1. Suppose there is one more 3, then when I check the number of 3s available in this number, I will get 2. So I am going to count the number of digits, its frequency I am going to count first. That is why I am running a loop from 0 to 9, because the total number, the total symbols for the decimal number system is 0 to 9. So here see, I am every time I am copying the number to a variable named p. Okay, the original number will be copied to p. Okay, and c is equal to 0. These are the two variables. So at present, what is the value of I? Please tell the value of I. It is 0. Okay, you are knowing it is 0. Without checking any condition, it's coming over here. Okay, p is equal to A. P is equal to A. That means p is equal to 123. Is it clear for you? 123. Now checking p greater than 0. See, look at, is it greater than 0? Yes. Int d is equal to p modulus 10. P modulus 10 and all I will not explain because we have discussed this many times. So modulus 10 with this you will get 3. Okay. So d means it is 3. If d is equal to I. See, d means it is 3. 3 is equal to I. I means, look at here, it's 0. So in this entire process, it will check how many zeros are present in this digits. That's all. So coming over here, this condition when I have checked, it's getting false. So this will be incremented C++? No. P modulus is equal to 10. That means this will be again reduced to 12. Now checking here, P greater than 0. 12 greater than 0. Yes. So int d is equal to p modulus 10. That means what you will get? 2. D is 2. 2 is equal to, see, now it will be checking 2 is equal to what? 0, because I remains same only. No, that's why C won't be incremented. Now again, this it will be reduced and 1 you will get. 1 greater than 0? Yes. So D is equal to P modulus 10. In this case, what you will get? 1. So again it will be checking 1 is equal to what? 0. This case also it is false. So what will happen? There is no increment for C++. Now this is reduced again. That means P becomes 0. See, P is 0 now. It is not 1, 2, 3. It's 0. 0 greater than 0? False. Okay. So coming over here. C greater than 1. Look at C. C, I told you, never it is incremented. The value of C, when the beginning it was 0 and still it is 0 only. Okay. Now checking. 0 greater than 1. Okay. At my present C value is 0. 0 greater than 1. No. So this won't take place. Okay. Coming over here. So what is the frequency of 0 in this number? There is no frequency because 0 is absent here. Coming over here, now we are going to check I++. I becomes what? 1. Okay. Now we are going to check how many 1s are there here. Now as I am going to start the inner loop, P is equal to A again. Just here we have witnessed that P was becoming what? P became 0. Now we don't have fresh P over there. That's why we are copying in P what? The original value of A, that is 1, 2, 3. So we have copied again 1, 2, 3 there in P. This is what happening here. C becomes 0. Okay. Now coming over here. P greater than 0. Yes. 1, 2, 3 greater than 0. Yes. P modulus 10. D is equal to P modulus 10. Please. What is D? 3. 3 is equal to. In this case, 3 is equal to what? I means it is 1. So see, the condition is true? No. There won't be C++ and it will be reduced. And what will be the number? 12. Coming over here, 12 greater than 0? Yes. So D is equal to P modulus 10. P modulus 10 means it is 2. Checking 2 is equal to 1. What will be checked now? 2 is equal to 1. Okay. 2 is not equal to 1. So C won't be incremented. Again dividing. What is that? P will be 1. 1 greater than 0? Yes. So D is equal to P modulus 10. That means again you will get what? The D as 1. Now checking, very important. D means 1. 1 is equal to 1. Please say yes, condition true. Then the value of C becomes what? C++. That means this becomes 1. Is it clear? Now P divided by is equal to 10. That means the value of P becomes 0. 0 greater than 0? Say yes. This condition is false. So coming over here. C greater than 1 greater than 1. Please check 1 greater than 1. 1 greater than 1. No. Okay, 1 is not greater than 1. So this won't take place. When this will take place, if there is a repetition, suppose the one what we are counting here, instead of 123, suppose you are having 2, 3. Then the frequency of 1 will become what? 2. Okay, at present we were having only 1. That's why C is equal to 1. Suppose 2 1s are there like this. Then what will be the C value? It will be 2. Now check it. 2 greater than 1. See, 2 greater than 1. Yes, condition true. This time F will be 1 and break. No loop will be executed now. Okay, F will be, it was 0. Now F will be 1. So whenever there is a repetition, F will becomes 1. If there is no repetition, then F will becomes 0. It will remain 0 only. So whenever there is a repetition, F value will be 1. And it will make 1 and a break will be happening. So out of the loop. Coming over here, if it is checking 1 means I told you numbers are repeated. So what you will get? Not unique. 0 means what I told you, there is no repetition of numbers. Otherwise the number will be absent. So system.out.println unique. So if this total thing depends upon f is equal to 1 or not. What is f? When the numbers are greater than 1, then f will be 1. That means there is repetition. Otherwise, f will be 0. 0 means there is no repetition. So 1 means not unique, 0 else case what it will be? Unique number. So this was a program which was already explained its logic there in ascending and ascending order. Now we have completed the discussion of special type of numbers. I am giving some homework for you. First one is get a number and arrange it in descending order. In arranging a number in descending order, what you have to do? You have to run a loop from 9 to 0. This is my hint. Now the next one is get a number and check whether it is even or not. Last homework is get a number and check whether it is pi or not. What is a pi number? Pi number means when you extract the digits, for example 123, please extract the digits 1, then 2, then 3. Please add it 1 plus 2 plus 3, 6. Okay. Now please multiply it 1 into 2 into 3. Then also you are getting 6. So its product and its multiplication should come as what? The same. So that type of numbers are called what? Pi number. In the category of number type, all the programs you have to write in your copy. Next video lectures will be of how to print patterns. So the number programs we are ending here, and you will be getting new patterns, how to print patterns.